Alright, here is the extra credit assignment for the background to make an animated background with your portrait. What you want to start with is the background that you have created. This is the last one I'd left off with yesterday when we went over how to do the background, so I'm just going to use this. Now, you have to have your background and it needs to be created in each state that you would want to be visible in an animation. So we have 3 colors on here. With these 3 colors, you're going to want to make sure that you have a version where the green is here, then the blue is in this spot, and then the teal is in this spot. So we need to actually have 2 more artboards because we're also going to want to have the artboard with our portrait on it. So with the artboard, I'm going to actually go to the artboard that has the design and click, hold, and drag it to duplicate it so it automatically duplicates with everything on it, and then do 1 more duplication. Now I'm going to go ahead back to my live paint brush, my live paint bucket, I'm sorry, and I have green here to start with, so I'm just going to go ahead and move on over to the blue and then just go right back around my whole document here. You just have to go and change, somewhere there I messed my colors up. So blue, teal, green, blue, teal, green. Just make sure you don't do what I had just done. I feel like something is still maybe a little messed up here, but I'll check it out here in a moment. And you can see how easy it is to accidentally hit the wrong spot. So just be super careful. So that looks about right. And then the next one, I need to start with that teal in this spot. I just accidentally hit down, which changed the actual grouping I was in. So I'm flipping back into the correct group. That way all of my colors end up correct. And don't be afraid to move your screen around a little. And as we go around, you'll see we'll end up with a version in each of the color groupings. And there we go. So I'm going to real quick save, and when I do that, I'm going to go ahead and pop on over to Photoshop. In Photoshop, what I'm going to need to do is go ahead and first of all, of course, create a new document, and I'm just going to go ahead and go with default Photoshop size, which is 7 by 5. This is fine for the animation, but you want to make sure that whatever you do for the magazine is 8.5 by 11 when we get there. Oh, and that is wide. So I did not watch that, which is bad. Don't do that. I just flipped it. And now what I'm going to do, because I did forget, I'm going to make sure that I can once again see my portrait and then save 1 more time. The importance of this is because we need the portrait to also be available to us. And then I'm saving, Control S, then I can go ahead and start back in Photoshop. And I want to go ahead and place. And when I place, by placing linked any changes I make, so if I mess something up, if I go and change it, it will fix it. I'm going to place linked, and then go on to my file. And there he is. And when I hit place, because it is the Illustrator document, it's going to bring me up with all of these options, which it takes a second to load, but each of these are the artboards. Remember, we had 4 artboards. We need to import each one of these and place them in individually. So we'll place the first one, and then we'll go ahead and place the second one, and the third, and the fourth. If you just give it a second to finish up. And then I'm going to go ahead and, yep, he's a good size. Then File, You have to hit enter because it is a place of a smart object. File, place, linked. And you're just going to do this for each of the different artboards to make sure you get them all in. Alright, now that all of the different artboards with the different states are placed, I'm going to go ahead and move Liam Trace up to the top of the actual image. The reasoning for this is because he needs to be on every single version of what we're doing. The next thing we need to do is open up the timeline panel. So we go to Window and come on down to Timeline. With the timeline, you want to make sure that it says Create Frame Animation. With Create Frame Animation, that'll allow us to put each one of these in. And when I hit it, the very first visible item goes on into the document. So we need to then go ahead and create a new frame. And that new frame is actually a copy of the old one until I go and I change by hiding that top version of our background. So then another new frame, hide the next one. So now I have all three. Then what you can do is press on frame 1, shift, press on frame 3, selects all of them. And what I'm going to do is just put as a 0.2 second. And what I'm also going to do is change where it says once on the bottom there to saying forever. So when I hit play, it will forever rotate and it stays at 0.2 seconds. And then it starts to do our rotation, as you can see. And that's all that there is to creating an animated background. Not much at all, but it also will then make it very clear where you have little missing pieces or need to make any changes, which is fine because you've placed it linked and not embedded. And when you link it, when you go and change and fix like that hole, then you can just come on back over into Photoshop and it will update. The next and last thing that we need to do is save it. And what we need to do is File, Export, and save for web. And when we save for web, we want it to be a GIF. This is also where you can go and change the size, and I'm going to go 250 pixels, and it's linked, so it will automatically update the overall size and bring it down a little bit. I'm going to hit save. I didn't change anything else. I just changed that one little piece, and I'm saving it as animated background, and make sure it's HTML and images. That way you have the HTML to go ahead and get to me, and hit save. Now if I was to go to my portrait and go get that animated background that I just made, here it is, double click, there he goes. And that is how you can make sure that it worked. So have a little bit of fun, create yourself an animated background if you so wish. It is extra credit. It's not that hard. You can have it done within probably 20 minutes. So good luck.